In my last video, I had been talking about the state of affairs in India and how all the youth of India can see exactly what's going on. But I never really expected that what I said would take shape into something real so quickly and so soon. And that was really unbelievable. So I think it has been what, like 7 days since, or 10 days since our Honorable Chief Justice of India made his remarks, and maybe like 7 days since this young guy called Abhijit Deepke decided to uh, take those remarks and run with them. And just 7 days, that's all it took. Right? And it's kind of hard to imagine the amount of dissatisfaction there is, especially among the younger people, that their Instagram account managed to get 22 million users, 22 million users in like 4 days. Like, that is just insane, right? So naturally, everybody came out from the woodwork, no pun intended, to tell us how all of this was the work of the deep state and it was a conspiracy by George Soros and anti-nationals who want to, the usual script. I don't need to repeat it. We've been hearing it for 12 years now. So, but you can't make up something of this magnitude. This is not something that this is not something that can be manufactured. I don't think the CIA has the ability to create an account with 22 million followers. If they did, I mean, hey, I don't know, that's possible, right? But why would they waste their time doing that? They have better things to do. I mean, it's much easier for them to just directly come and buy off our government than to waste time setting up Instagram accounts and populating them with fake bots. So, yeah, that's been the crazy development. And I think going forwards, things are only going to go and move faster, simply because, it's like if you boil water for long enough, it's going to start rising up and it's going to start overflowing, right? Or you boil water in that too inside a pressure cooker, right? Eventually the steam has to come out somewhere, and that's what has been done to this country for 12 years now. We have basically been turned into a pressure cooker, and while the heat has been turned on below us and all of us have been boiling in this pressure cooker. So you don't really need any conspiracies for this. This is just a natural consequence, right? This is like clouds in the sky. When you have enough water vapor, they form clouds and it starts raining. This is it. That's what this is. There's nothing really, special about it, and that is also what makes it natural. Because just the same way that we cannot make clouds form and cause rain to fall. I mean, you can do cloud seeding and all such things, but those are very temporary and don't last very long, right? So if you want a real thunderstorm, you need to put at least as much energy or some magnitude of energy into the atmosphere. And the simple fact is that even if you took all of humanity's nuclear power plants, coal power plants, turbines, everything, they would not generate enough energy for even one thunderstorm. So it's exactly the same way with with societies. The amount of energy that 22 million people represent is something that nobody can manufacture, nobody can cook up, nobody can fake. So it's there, it's real. And now the choice is in front of us. And I'll be honest with you, everything is not roses, because things can go very quickly, they can go very bad in any one of several directions, right? I mean, we know what happened in the Soviet Union or in Russia in 1917, right? We know what happened in France in the late 16th century, right? 1700 something. We don't want that, right? We don't want that. We honestly don't want that, right? Like, that sort of thing is never good for anybody, for any nation, right? And we don't want to become a dictatorship. We don't want to let some sort of fascist group take over. I mean, they already did, but that's, you know what I'm saying. So at this point, it is very, very important for every one of us, especially the young guys, because you are the Gen Z man, and you guys need to realize that it is very, very important for your sake, for the sake of your families, for the sake of this nation, and for the sake of this world, really. Because India is a country of 1.4 billion people. That's 1/6 of humanity. However high or low our GDP may be, or however big or small our stock market might be, we matter. 1/6 of humanity matters, right? So, and if we do live up to our true potential, right, then we would have 1/6 of an effect on everything that happens in the world, right? Now imagine that India affects 1/6 of everything that happens in the world, right? Something in proportion to what our size is, right? We would be on whatever is the equivalent of the Security Council. We would actually have a role in shaping how the world is governed. Of course, none of that is happening right now. Right now, I mean, the fact is, and it's a very sad fact, that on the global stage, India is just a joke right now. And I know that's not something people want to hear. Nobody wants to be told that, that you don't matter, you're not relevant. But it's true. You don't have to take my word for it. You just go read any Western publication or any Eastern publication. You go read news from anywhere in the world. You go on Twitter. You look at all what the leaders in different parts of the world are saying. You look at what is happening in Iran. India has absolutely no role to play in it, right? We should, right? We should be playing a major role, because it's in our next door in our geopolitical neighborhood, and we have deep historical and cultural ties with Iran, right? But we are nothing. We are non-entity, and of course that is directly due to the decisions of our leaders, who have chosen to side with. I mean, have chosen to basically surrender our sovereignty. So, the Gen Z, you guys, you need to reclaim our sovereignty, and you need to do so in a peaceful manner. And whatever comes out of this cockroach movement, and trust me, I'm let me tell you a story, okay? And this is kind of, you'll think that I'm just making this up, but I actually have the videos and the photos to prove that it's true. Last year, I actually kept a pet cockroach for about a period of 4 weeks. I'm serious. It just showed up in my room one day, and then it went to the attached bathroom. And normally, cockroaches, they run away, right, when they see you. But this cockroach, I don't know what was wrong with it. It was not well. It was sick or hungry or something. And so it was just sitting on one corner of the wall. And I could go right up to it and even touch it, and it would not do anything. And I thought, okay, well, this guy's just in a really bad place. So I started putting small little rolls of atta on the wall above and below it, and little drops of water. And it took a while, but eventually it came back to life. Or I mean, it recovered. And it took about several weeks. And then once it had gained a lot of its energy back, it decided it wanted to fly around and have fun. And at that point, as gently as I could, I took it and moved it to my balcony and said goodbye to it. Right? But it's true. And so, cockroaches are not the enemy. Right? They are living beings just like anybody else. And there is tremendous power in being a cockroach. So don't be afraid of embracing the cockroach within you. You know what they say, right? If there is a nuclear war and everything dies, it's probably these little guys who will survive, right? So if something is so sturdy, something is so strong and resilient, we should respect it. It's not something to be made fun of. All right, so I guess that's enough Cockroach Janta Party for now. And I am a cockroach. I'm fully on board with the Cockroach Janta Party. And I hope that this can translate into real and lasting change for our country. It is not enough to just have small changes here and there. We need to dismantle our administrative services from head to bottom. We need to go through a judiciary with a fine-tooth comb to root out anybody who has doubtful assets or connections. We need to do what the Prime Minister promised to do when he first came to Parliament. You remember, he promised that he would file cases against all those MPs. Right? He would start with all the politicians who were corrupt. Remember that? Nahi hua, kabhi nahi hua. Right? You know why, right? Because, right, he never wanted to do that. That was all just more of jumlabazi. But that's what we need to do. We need accountability. We need to recover the money which has been looted from Indians and stashed in Swiss banks and the Canary Islands and the Virgin Islands. Right? And we need to take these industrialists to account for what they have done to our country and to our country's environment. And I mean, they have basically raped our country. It's a, you know, very sad way to put it, but that's what is happening, right? I mean, that's why India has the top 40 most hottest cities in the world, and why our map looks like genuinely thermal map looks like a genuine map of Akhand Bharat. Only it's not Akhand in the way that the BJP and RSS would like it to be. Right? It's Akhand in the sense that it's hot from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. It's red, boiling hot everywhere. So I hope that this movement will do something good, and it will do so in a peaceful manner. Alright, so I guess I'll leave it there for now. There are other things about physics and all, but I don't want to mix too many things together. That's never good. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them in your comments. And see you all next time. Bye.